In Nevada, two small towns can exist in completely different realities. On one side, there are communities slowly falling behind, trapped in the middle of the desert, far from economic centers, with limited job opportunities and almost no growth. Places where life moves slower, not by choice, but by circumstance. Let's explore some of the worst small towns in Nevada. On a map, Lovelock might look like a small, insignificant dot. But once you actually see it, the town feels like a place left behind by time. The streets are quiet, old buildings stand with little change, and with a population of fewer than 2,000 people, life here moves at a slow, almost stagnant pace. Economically, Lovelock is far from strong. The median household income is around $42,000, and job opportunities are very limited. Many residents rely on one major institution, the Lovelock Correctional Center. But what stands out even more is the crime rate. At about 63 crimes per 1,000 residents, Lovelock is not just quiet. It carries a level of risk that feels disproportionate to its size. And that is where the irony appears. Lovelock once tried to brand itself as a city of love, complete with a tradition of placing love locks on a bridge, similar to Paris. A romantic symbol in a town that is quietly struggling to hold itself together. On the border between Nevada and Utah sits West Wendover, a small town built around a single industry, gambling. Unlike the quiet stillness of Lovelock, West Wendover feels alive. Casino lights glow brightly in the desert, drawing visitors from Utah, where gambling is illegal. At first glance, it feels like a miniature version of Las Vegas, but much smaller and far more fragile. Its economy depends almost entirely on casinos. When visitors arrive, the town comes to life. When they do not, everything slows down. This reliance on a single industry makes its economic stability extremely vulnerable. And beyond the bright lights, there is another side that is less visible: relatively high crime rates for a town its size, along with social challenges often linked to gambling economies, fast money cycles, inequality, and an unstable sense of community. While West Wendover still has the glow of casino lights to attract visitors, Battle Mountain is the opposite, a place that rarely gives people a reason to stop. Located along Interstate 80, it often serves as a town that people simply pass through. And that is the core issue. The town depends on movement, yet never becomes a true destination. Economically, Battle Mountain relies heavily on the mining industry. When the sector is strong, the town feels active. When it declines, the impact is immediate. Unemployment rates can rise to around 12%, showing how unstable job opportunities can be. Even its reputation reflects this reality, as the town has at times been labeled one of the most unfriendly places in America. Unlike Battle Mountain, which is often overlooked, Jackpot was built with a clear purpose: to make people stop, even if only briefly. Located right on the Idaho border, the town depends on visitors who come to gamble, especially from areas where it is restricted. But behind the promising name Jackpot, the reality is much simpler. The local economy depends almost entirely on small casinos and service jobs. The median household income is around $61,000, with limited and often unstable employment options. When visitor numbers drop, the effects are immediately felt across the entire town. Its small size makes things even more fragile, with very little economic diversification to support long-term growth. Yerington feels like a town that is not really going anywhere. Located in Mason Valley, it has no bright casino lights or steady flow of tourists. On the surface, the town appears calm: wide roads, open farmland, and a small community that seems stable. But beneath that calm lies a deeper issue: stagnation. Its economy depends on agriculture and the remnants of mining activity. Industries that once supported growth no longer expand the way they used to. The median household income is around $57,000, and new job opportunities are very limited, especially for younger generations. What sets Yerington apart is its atmosphere. It is not harsh, and it is not built on illusion. It simply feels quiet, too quiet. Wells gives an even stronger sense of isolation, as if the world passes by without ever looking back. Located in northeastern Nevada, at the junction of Interstate 80 and US Route 93, it technically holds a strategic position. In reality, that advantage offers little benefit. With a very small population, the town feels quiet almost all the time. Its economy revolves around basic services, gas stations, small motels, and a handful of local businesses that depend on passing travelers. The town was also shaken by the 2008 Wells earthquake, which damaged buildings and left long-term effects on the community. Since then, growth has felt even slower. Carlin feels different. It still has a pulse, but only because one industry keeps it alive. Located in the heart of Nevada's gold mining region, its name is tied to the well-known Carlin Trend, one of the largest gold-producing areas in the United States. At first glance, this sounds like a strong advantage. As long as mining continues, the town appears stable. The median household income in Carlin is around $61,000, slightly higher than some other small towns on this list. But that comes with a major risk: dependence. Most jobs are directly or indirectly tied to mining. When gold prices rise, the local economy strengthens. When they fall, the impact can be immediate: layoffs, reduced activity, and growing uncertainty. Topaz Ranch Estates feels like a place, moving without a clear direction. Technically, it is not even a full town, but rather a small rural community in Nevada near the California border. There is no real downtown, no major business district, and almost no economic activity that could be considered a driving force. What exists instead are scattered homes, long quiet roads, and a way of life that depends heavily on areas outside the community itself. The median household income is around $57,000, but that number does not reflect local economic strength, since many residents work elsewhere or rely on outside income sources. Job opportunities within the community are extremely limited. Pioche tells a very different story, a small town with a powerful past that now feels left behind in time. In the late 19th century, it was known as one of the wildest mining towns in America. There is even a well-known story that more people died from violence than from natural causes in its early days, a reputation that still lingers. Remnants of that era are still visible today. Old buildings, quiet streets, and landmarks like Boot Hill Cemetery stand as reminders of a time when the town was filled with activity and conflict. But today, life in Pioche moves much more slowly. Historical tourism exists, but on a small scale that does not drive significant economic growth. Its remote location in southeastern Nevada also makes access difficult. Few people visit, and even fewer choose to stay. While Pioche is a town that lost its past greatness, Grass Valley feels like a place that never truly had it to begin with. There is no defined town center, no busy main road, and not even a clear sense of community identity. What exists instead is a wide stretch of dry land, scattered properties, and long distances from anything else. This is isolation in its most extreme form. There is no real local economy to speak of, no major industry, no meaningful population growth, and almost no job opportunities within the area itself. Anyone living here likely works outside the region or has chosen a lifestyle disconnected from traditional economic centers. Household income is difficult to measure consistently due to how spread out everything is. But one thing is clear, this is not a place shaped by economic growth. But Nevada has another side. Not every small town here is defined by limitation. Across the same desert, within landscapes that look nearly identical, there are small communities that are actually growing, some even becoming desirable places to live. The difference is not always visible in size. It is not about population either. It comes down to something less obvious: access. Access to jobs, access to economic centers, and access to the future. When that access exists, the outcome can look completely different. Here, the desert does not feel empty. It feels active and expanding. Located in eastern Nevada near the Utah border, Mesquite has managed to do what many other small towns could not: grow. Its population is increasing, development continues, and the local economy shows a clear direction. The median household income is around $75,000, with more diverse job opportunities compared to many of the worst towns mentioned earlier. Mesquite has also developed as a retirement-friendly community and a relaxed destination, with resorts, golf courses, and modern amenities continuing to expand. It is building a more stable identity, blending tourism, residential growth, and a quieter lifestyle. Most importantly, the town does not feel left behind. It feels like a place still moving forward. Spanish Springs shows how proximity to a major city can change everything. The median household income is around $127,000, significantly higher than many other small towns in Nevada. But there is another interesting detail. This area sits near a unique landscape, including the vast dry region known as the Black Rock Desert, which hosts the famous Burning Man Festival each year. Located just outside Reno, Spanish Springs is no longer just a small community. It has become part of a rapidly expanding suburban area. In recent years, it has grown quickly, filled with new housing developments, schools, and modern infrastructure that continue to attract young families. Gardnerville offers something quieter and more stable. Located in Carson Valley, not far from Carson City, it has grown in a different way. Not rushed, not dependent on a single major industry, but slowly building a solid economic foundation. The median household income is around $62,000, with relatively low unemployment, supported by access to jobs in nearby areas. Gardnerville also has a unique cultural background for a Nevada town. A strong Basque American community has existed here for generations, and that heritage still lives on through traditions and events like the Basque Festival. It is also located not far from Lake Tahoe, one of the most expensive regions in Nevada. But unlike Tahoe, which feels exclusive, Gardnerville remains more modest and affordable, making it a practical choice for those seeking a high quality of life without extreme costs. Boulder City stands out for something rare in Nevada, a city without casinos. In a state defined by gambling, this town has chosen to ban it entirely. That decision is rooted in its history. Built during the construction of the Hoover Dam in the 1930s, it was designed as a structured community for workers, with rules that still shape the city today. There are no flashing casino lights, no constant noise of gambling. Instead, the city feels more organized, quieter, and noticeably more orderly than many other small towns in Nevada. Economically, Boulder City is relatively stable. The median household income is around $74,000, and crime rates are lower compared to many similar towns. Many residents commute to Las Vegas, about 30 minutes away, making it a more comfortable alternative place to live. While Boulder City stands out because of its unique identity, Minden excels through something simpler: consistency. Located right next to Gardnerville in Carson Valley, it is often seen as its twin town, sharing a similar environment and lifestyle. But compared to many other small towns in Nevada, Minden feels more structured, cleaner, and better organized. Economically, the town is in a strong position. The median household income is around $100,000 with low unemployment. Its proximity to Carson City provides stable access to jobs without sacrificing the calm atmosphere of a small town. What makes Minden especially appealing is not just its stability, but how it preserves its historical character. The downtown area still features early 20th century architecture, including landmarks like the Minden Inn, reflecting its past as a regional trade center. Washoe Valley offers something more natural, and that is exactly its advantage. Located between Reno and Carson City, it is not a town with a busy downtown or crowded center. Instead, it offers wide open spaces, mountain views, and a sense of freedom that feels rare. Its strength lies in its location. Residents enjoy easy access to two major economic centers without living in the middle of urban noise. What truly sets Washoe Valley apart is its environment. At the heart of the area is Washoe Lake, a natural gathering point for outdoor activities such as hiking, photography, and simply enjoying open landscapes that are hard to find in other small towns in Nevada. Located right on the Nevada-California border and only minutes from Reno, Verdi has an advantage that many small towns lack: immediate access to a major economy. In size, Verdi is small. It is not crowded, not busy, and even feels somewhat hidden. But that is exactly what makes it attractive. Many people choose to live here for the quiet lifestyle, without giving up access to jobs and urban amenities. The median household income is around $80,000, reflecting a relatively stable community. Many residents work in Reno or even across the California border, making Verdi a kind of balance between two worlds. And there is one feature that makes the town stand out. The Truckee River runs through it, bringing greenery and life into a landscape that is otherwise known for being dry. Kingsbury takes that idea even further, higher, more exclusive, and closer to some of the most expensive areas in Nevada. It is part of a region known for its high quality of life, with cooler air, direct mountain views, and quick access to one of the most premium destinations in the United States. Economically, the community here is relatively affluent. The median household income is around $96,000, with many high-value properties driven by its proximity to ski resorts and the Tahoe tourism area. But what truly defines Kingsbury is its lifestyle. In winter, it becomes a gateway to ski destinations like Heavenly Mountain Resort, while in summer, it transforms into a haven for hiking and outdoor activities. Genoa offers something deeper, a blend of living history and modern prosperity. Founded in 1851, it is the oldest town in Nevada. But unlike many historic towns like Pioche that were left behind, Genoa has managed to stay relevant. Its main street is small, the buildings are classic, and the atmosphere feels like stepping into the past. Yet, behind that appearance, the community is relatively affluent. The median household income is around $121,000, making it one of the wealthiest small towns in the state. One of its most iconic landmarks is the Genoa Bar, the oldest bar in Nevada still in operation today. It is not just a tourist stop, but a symbol of how the town has endured for more than a century. If Genoa represents a balance between history and prosperity, Incline Village is the most extreme version of what a small town in Nevada can become. Located directly along the shores of Lake Tahoe, it is not just a small town, it is one of the most exclusive communities in the entire state. At first glance, the area feels quiet. Clean streets, homes hidden among trees, and an atmosphere far removed from the noise of big cities. But beneath that calm, property values often reach into the millions, and the median household income frequently exceeds $167,000, sometimes much higher. What truly sets Incline Village apart is not just wealth, but who lives there. Many high net worth individuals from California choose to relocate here, not only for the natural beauty, but also for Nevada's lower tax advantages.